Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So we getting back to the false teaching series. I'm about to get very controversial in here, and it's reasons for it. It's time. And the thing about it is that a lot of people are being kind of divided, if you will, through their lack of understanding of the books that were left out as well as the books that we know about. And they don't know that the Bible is to be treated like a puzzle, not like a roadmap. Let me say that again. The Bible is to be treated like a puzzle, not like a roadmap. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Gospel of Judas, but there's other books that I would encourage you to read, on your own and draw your own conclusions. So that's why I'm not going to get into it. I'm just going to name a couple of these books that you probably need to read for yourself and draw your own conclusion like I did. Number one, the Gospel of Judas, the Secret Gospel of John, the Apocalypse of Adam, the Apocrypha. You should be reading all of these texts. You shouldn't be scared to read them. That's brainwash. You've been brainwashed. No. I'm going to read one particular verse from the Gospel of Judas. And that's Scene 1, verse 37, where it says, "Truly I say to you, no one of this aeon will see that generation, and no host of angels of the stars will rule over that generation." And this is the part I want you to see. "And no person of mortal birth can associate with it, because that generation does not come from," read the rest yourself. Read it. What is this saying? This is showing us why they left it out. Because we taught to believe that one of the sons of God became a man and died for sin. When me personally, in my sitting under the teaching of the actual God, I was able to learn that technically, and I know y'all ain't gonna agree with me. Hey, I'm not gonna even argue about it. I'm just presenting the information. That's all a prophet does. Technically, the Most High has had people that have not died that were mentioned in the scripture. Now, you got to be careful with the scripture. Again, you have to treat it like a puzzle because some of the things are flip-flop. You know how I called the devil and Jesus the morning star. Hey, now y'all see why. Let me show you how we supposed to believe. Now you can, you cannot agree with me. You can call me a false prophet. That's okay. When we seek the Most High, we're supposed to seek the Most High without all the interpretations of man. We're supposed to do our own interpretation. And what I learned is we'll never know what we need to know about the actual Most High God. Never. Too divine. He's too above us. Now, when you read these books, including the Apocalypse of Adam, Adam was trying to say that men are higher than the Most High. That's impossible. See, sometimes possible and impossible are seen visually. What do I mean by this? When I look around the creation, I see a lot of things that I can't do. I can't create a storm. I can't make a tree grow unless I have the seed to that tree that was created by the actual. Now, you can say, okay, well, this is how I'm going to go about it. The 10 Commandments, I'm going to, do this. And the Most High will look at your efforts and be like, that person is righteous. But I want you to know that a lot of things that we read are backwards. That's why they calling him Lord. Because somehow, some way, the scripture that we read was translated and handled by people who belong to this false Most High. So when we read it, we have to understand that. So what I want to talk about in this false teachings video is how everything, a lot of things, well, we're only going to say everything. A lot of things are backwards. In the scripture, I'm stuttering. And in the world of religion that we know. And this is why we reading in Deuteronomy 28 about all this prosperity that the people who believe in the God of Deuteronomy 28 aren't receiving. Or shall I say it this way? There's a group. We ain't gonna name them. They're gonna remain nameless. That's their God. That's why they have all the wealth. But we read about, if you're not careful, you're reading about a lot of what I call replacement deities. Because the actual God, he kind of works with you directly. Like, yeah, you read the scripture and stuff, and he'll come along and he'll say, well, technically, this is how it really is. That's why you got to seek him. And even going back to the Sumerian text about the Anunnaki and stuff, knowing, hey, a lot of things is backwards. If you read that text, you see that. Man, what is that on my face? And it's always been that way. So what I'm going to do before I end this broadcast, and I'm going to show you how we are to be in the last day. Wait, hold on. Goodness gracious. What is that on my lips? There's no room for opposition amongst each other based on color, based on belief. Because there's a way that we can all worship this divine being that's above us all. It's all type of teachings out there. It's teachings out there that say that the Bible, the biblical God is like the chaotic destructor or destroyer God who created us to be slaves. But that's what they taught in the Anunnaki too. If you read about the Pleiadians, y'all ain't know I go that deep, huh? Y'all looking at my hair, huh? Y'all looking at this coat, huh? Y'all probably don't know about the Pleiadians. You got to read all this stuff. And I've been reading this stuff for a while. And I don't even tell nobody, like not even the people in my own house. I just keep it to myself. The main mistake that humanity is making is dependent on humanity. Y'all look to marriage. Y'all look to friendship. Y'all look to Material possessions, y'all look to money, anything that you can see, touch, and understand. You look to those things instead of going deeper and learning how to tap into yourself, the spot within you that the Most High reserved for his own self. Now, I know it's a lot of foods. The devil is in control. Remember what A-Ball said? It was true. That was like a prophetic revelation. He said it's hard to beat him, but it should have been her. From the TV that we watching to the food that we eat. Because some of the food that we eat goes straight to our innermost. You know the character Vision, how he had the Infinity Stone right there. Thanos represents the devil and the devils, and his kids represent darkness. How he sat there and pulled that Infinity Stone out of, you guessed it, Vision. Look at his name. Right out of his head. And what happened to Vision? Vision turned gray and died. The gray symbolizing the gray areas of life. The Infinity Stone in the pineal gland region of his head was what gave him the vibrance of life. It gave him his power, his abilities. But y'all listen to people who don't know what they talking about. These pastors, man, they don't even know what they talking about. They don't realize that they ministers for Satan, a lot of them. The only ones that ain't is the ones that know how to use their heart and use their mind to reach out to the actual. The rest of them, you see it. I've confronted some of them. What they do is they want to put down everything that doesn't appear to be blessed, doesn't appear to be prosperous, as if these things can be measured. So a lot of things are backwards. You have to do your own research. You need to read everything. You need to get you some notepads. You need everything that you read that sounds similar. You need to put it together. And then after you done read a lot of these books, then you need to separate these things in the books, research them, meditate them, pray on them. And I guarantee you the Most High will show you the truth. And the truth is there's one blood. The false gods of chaos want black people and white people to be at odds with each other. They want all these races to be at odds with each other so they can come in with false peace and then finish the destruction and the keep away. They plan keep away with the real Most High and us. They don't want us to go there because he kicked them out. Now, I want to make this point. I want to say again, a lot of things are backwards. People who claim to be the people of God are actually with the devil. A lot of them. And some of them don't even know it. They just deceived. You siding with the devil. Now, this point is important. Let go of all the world's religions. Don't claim none of them. Now, you could associate with them. You could talk scripture with them. But you got to take your heart away from these creations. And don't, once you prove your points, once you get to that level where you can explain these things, like if the Most High makes you one of his prophets or whatever, prophetess, prophet, then you explain it. They don't listen. You got to let them do their own thing. Anybody that is killing in the name of any religion You already know that they worshiping the chaotic God who has given himself many nicknames. Because the real God is not going to lead you to violence over the principles of him. He's going to say, let them find their own way. They're going to stand before me. Now, so let go of all the world's religions. They will all worship the beast. I know Christians try to say they ain't. Be careful, man. Some of y'all ain't. A lot is. The tares and the wheat are growing together. Christianity is not the A1, and neither is any of the rest. That's why I say just leave that stuff alone. I can show you. Come over here. Come over here. You say, well, you're just trying to get followers. Listen, I've been preaching for over 20 years. I'm going to stop. If I stop, it's going to be because I chose to stop. I don't need people to follow me. And as the time goes on, you gain wisdom, your message changes anyway. If you look back, I used to teach the gospel message. Now I still teach components of it, but with understanding and advanced knowledge. That's why I say come out of all these religions. Stop giving your money to them. Give directly to the poor and take care of your family. And give the people who present the truth that you can see and validate. These people talking this stuff that don't work. Give and I'll give it back to you. Man, you don't be getting that money back. And y'all steady praying for money. Don't you know if you was praying to the God of heaven, you would have got what you've been asking for? But the God of heaven says, I gave you the power. Find it. Learn how to use it. That's why this channel is no Matrix, because I'm telling you that the movie series, The Matrix, might be the deepest series ever. You see what happened? Oracle. You see, you had a Morpheus, you had an Oracle. What did Morpheus say? They're trying to turn you into a battery. Trying to brainwash you, keep you in the system, keep you following status quo. That's why this channel is no Matrix. You say, but you say Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that. I say Donald Trump is better than them. But I know Donald Trump might be linked too. I say Trump because Trump will slow all of this stuff down. All this mark of the beast, all this stuff, it'll slow down. Y'all keep putting Biden in there. Universal wage, mark of the beast. Because Democrats are global. Republicans, they got plants, but the principles, if they go by the principles, they not globalists. They more nationalists. So I know that you can't trust neither one of them like that, but it's a slower pace to all this freak show and all this globalism, all this other stuff. So as long as you put the ones in there, the right ones. Like I said, they will all worship the beast who will come in the rebuilt temple. The temple will be rebuilt. All this stuff that's going on, I ain't got nothing to say about it because it's all basically either they're rushing to try to make things happen, which don't count, or all of this is happening because the stage is being set. So he gonna sit in the rebuilt temple and say, I am the one that all of the text spoke of. You only heard about this Jesus dying, but you have seen me die and rise again. So whoever he is, they're gonna show his assassination. And he's gonna rise back up, and he's gonna cause people to trust in the technology that's gonna ultimately lead to the loss of souls. That's why you can't throw out the Bible. Don't listen to these people. I saw one dude, I already know, okay, let's see what he got to say. But he just kept doing this stuff. I'm like, I told him, I said, man, I get what you're saying, but them hand symbols, you throwing me off. You throwing me off. It's almost like the pyramid, all that stuff, man, you throwing me off. So he's going to rise again. And then they're going to have, by this point, most things are going to be digital and controlled by AI and robots, so on and so forth. Because that's the best way to keep the people enslaved, is by taking away their ability to earn. Because if you take away their ability to earn, then you're going to put them in a whole different mindset of desperation. And they know this. They know this. Because I think about myself. Every time I couldn't do nothing, your mind just start to wander into places that you don't want to do that there. That's why a lot of guys in prison right now. So it's not because y'all think, everybody in prison is bad guys. Some of them dudes, they mind just went there and they got caught. Trying to rob banks, trying to rob armored trucks, trying to sell drugs, just all kind of stuff. So, like I say, he gonna blaspheme the kingdom and all the religions of the world. Like they all was talking about me. And matter of fact, you see what happened with me. All of that was before it actually would take place. That's these type of things he gonna be saying. So what I want to tell you is when you dealing with the Most High, you gotta reach out. Hey, last time I told y'all this, y'all came on here trying to downplay what I was saying. Do you? You can do whatever you gotta do. But me, when I pray with specifics. Because I already know that it's a lot of false ones out there. So you say things like, my prayers are to the actual, true, most high, and most powerful God. Stuff like that. All the rest of them got to take a back seat. They got to step to the side because they can't beat him. You'd be like, man, watch out. This for me. He talking to me. You know he ain't talking to you. Get out of here before I do something to you. That's probably how he deals with all the devils and demons who masquerade as Most High. So that's why I told you. A lot of things, and because a lot of things are backwards, you got to learn how to tap in within yourself. Not that you are Most High, because you're not. But you have to learn and connect yourself to him and realize that you are a representation of him. That's when you're going to get what you need to get. That's when I'm going to get what I need to get. Praying to these gods that man told us about, you notice ain't nothing happening, right? People still die. You still be broke. You be praying to God for money about to get kicked out of your house and don't be getting it. But you reading, I never seen the righteous forsaken. This stuff is true, but you gotta go to the one that is actually about. That's what I do. I ain't like the top dog when it come to this. I'm still learning. But one thing I know is that when stuff like Acts 10 and 34 and 35 to say he's not a respecter of person. I know that to be true. That's why when preachers be bragging on here like they just in his back pocket, I don't believe you. And in fact, I think you hiding something when you do that. And when they be calling him God, 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 I know that their understanding is minute. So all these dudes y'all taking up for online, how y'all tried to come at me for coming at that Tony Gash, man, listen. I don't believe in none of these preachers like that. Like, I don't downplay them. I don't judge they soul. But especially when you start preaching that stuff, did I know you preaching idols under different names, under different pretenses? No. No, thank you. But this is how I go about it, though. I was sitting in my car the other day, and a dude came up to me and invited me to his church. I took it, knowing that I wasn't going to go. But what's wrong with him thinking that he has the truth? I don't hold it against him. He got to learn just like I did. Y'all attendance should have went up when these people, they trying to get you to worship and to believe in, were painted white sculptures. Nobody was white back then. The Romans, they couldn't do nothing with them. Them dudes built themselves up. They'd get you. But everybody else, they'd be like, leper, get him out of here. They ain't believe him. The Most High had to teach people, like, you don't judge people by skin. I've been guilty of it. I've been guilty of all this stuff, man. But what I would say, though, here's what I would say. Because of the oppression of us chocolate ones, why would we, if it's possible, we need to stay amongst each other first and then deal with the rest? Because of the oppression, because of the brainwashing. But it's mainly because the rest of the world is brainwashed. That we need to stick together. We need to buy from each other, this, that, and the other. Because who else doing it? They treating us like we the evil ones, like we enemies, that we somehow are the troublemakers. So we got to start with each other first. Buying from each other. Stop killing each other out here. Because when you kill each other, you're doing the devil's work. No matter how you look at it, stop. Don't. Who cares if you got baptized when you was a kid? When you out here killing each other, you out here talking about ops this, op that. Y'all talking about blocks that y'all don't even own. The government can bring the tanks in, kick you right out of there. You doing the devil's work. You doing the bidding. You shouldn't be killing each other. Y'all should be figuring out how can y'all put y'all money together. What can y'all do to build y'all neighborhoods? And watch the oppressors come in and do y'all like they did Tulsa. It's a reason why they not doing us like they did back in the day in the South. They don't got to. You so brainwashed, all they got to do is give a rapper a $10,000 chain and let him talk about ops and killing other black people or chocolate ones. We got to stop calling each other black. The languages that we speak, that word means evil. It's negative. Okay, we'll judge each other by our color. I am chocolate. You are light bright. Okay, that means you mocha. So it's a way to go about all of this. What has religion, okay, y'all beliefs, y'all talking about, and I know his name ain't Jesus, but by no means am I disrespecting any of the sons of God. But y'all be Jesus this, Jesus that. Has it stopped all the killing in the community? Has it stopped all the poverty? All I see is your preacher getting fat and rich. Got the highest, the best cologne on. Driving in a 2023 Cadillac Escalade with the long lights going all the way practically up to the sky. And all of y'all driving 2005 Aztec, Pontiac Aztec. I had one, great car, but it's 2023. I ain't keeping score, But has it stopped these things? No, it hasn't. Because maybe they're right. Maybe you guys are, in your lack of knowledge, worshiping the fallen one, the darkness, the legions of demons, of chaos and destruction. Because a lot of people claiming to believe in the God of heaven, but I say, okay, which one? You say, you contradicting yourself. No, I'm not. I'm going to finna explain. Do you see why I say you got to be specific? Because if you just try to reach out to him, if you call me Rick ain't my first name. I might look at you like, if you keep calling me Rick, I'm gonna be like, man, that's not my name. Why you keep calling me Rick? You being disrespectful. Now, do you think you gonna get somebody to do something that you calling them somebody else? That's why you gotta be specific. What you say, he knows what language you speak, but what the words you use should be sincerely and genuinely projected towards him to place him above all the rest. The one above all, the most powerful, the most high, the real most high. Y'all talking about names this, names that. I don't care about none of that. I don't trust none of it. And I don't need it. Everybody arguing over names. Yahuwah, this, that. Not knowing that a lot of those words come from Roman. They just been pronunciated differently. Like they call them Yahweh. Rome called them Yoveh. Same thing. We ain't gonna get into Rome too much though. I gotta keep this video up. That's gonna be, y'all gonna have to come in person to hear that stuff. So, again, listen, man. You're relying on, I just showed you. You say, well, the gospel of Judas, listen, you can't read one gospel and then say the other gospel is not this. You're supposed to read all of them. How you going to trust Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, but then you won't read Thomas, Judas? You're supposed to read all of them. Because Judas, again, scene 1, verse 37. No person of mortal birth can associate with it because the generation does not come from it. It's a lot of things we ain't gonna know about them till the end. But you gotta keep on holding on. I think, from my understanding, like you gotta draw your own conclusion of how the Most High is. If you build your own outline, remember he had Adam naming all the animals. And it's based on you trying to figure out how to righteously serve him, he'll honor that. That's why it's some Christians that's in heaven right now. Not because they Christians, but because they understood what I'm telling you. They personalized their dealings with the Most High instead of just merely relying upon religious association. Remember, a lot of things backwards, y'all. That's all I'm going to say on this one. I ain't going to go too deep, but that's all I'm going to say. Thanks for watching. Make sure y'all check out my store. I got a lot of, it was a miracle, y'all. Like, I created one thing and all this other stuff just start popping up. I'm like, man, is that you? That's you, Most High? You doing that? Because I didn't know how to do that. It just mysteriously happened. Cups, all type of stuff. I'm like, I was like that. Whoa. I made one thing or two things. Well, really, my son was helping. And all that other stuff just came in. Check it out for yourself. And if you can, if you got the resources, just help out what I'm getting ready to do in this ministry, in this channel, because it's not going to just be ministry. Like I've learned that, man, have some fun in life, man. You trying to impress God, he too divine for you to impress. Like, I noticed, like, this sounds crazy to you. Y'all need to pay close attention to what I was saying about that pastor. Go watch that video. And the reason why I was saying it, because one thing I learned about the Most High is he looks more so at how we react to the evil that we do after we see and recognize that we've done evil than the actual evil itself. Somebody, I really wish I could have told that man that, like, man, don't ever give people a place like that in your life, man. All they could do is draw conclusions. They can't put you in the kingdom. They can't take you out of the kingdom. So just bounce back, do what you got to do. I really wish I could have talked to him before he took matters in his own hands, worried about what these people talking about. Trust me, none of us are flawless. The mind, if you don't control it, can be very perverted, very evil. Some things you think you would never do. That's how the mind is. That's why the Bible tells us, cast down imaginations and everything that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High. You see how I use that piece? Now, I ain't gonna never read Philemon, but hey, man, I ain't keeping score on Philemon. I just ain't going back to no master. What, you want to fight? You must want to fight. You think you gonna enslave me? Return to your master. But, no, wait, let me just cover this before I go off. This is why you got to be careful with the scripture. Now, we read in the books of the law that the Most High hates slavery. Let my people go. But we read Philemon telling him to return to his master. And then we read in Matthew, no man can serve two masters. You see how that works? Let me show you how that works. I'm going to stick to the let my people go. You ain't returning to no master. Ain't no slavery. You must want to fight. I know I will rise again when my heart stops. I ain't got no other choice. I'm created and caused to be by a constant life. Therefore, when I die, I go back to constant life. Now, of course, some people ain't going to be allowed in because it's going to be carry on. In kingdoms, two kingdoms, darkness, light. So that is all for this one. It was pretty long. Just try to watch a lot of it. I would encourage you to watch it all. If you got to go back and take notes, then take notes. But thanks for watching.